Number 4 then.
Number 4. Adrian in Texas, you're on with Don Baker.
Hey, Adrian.
Hey, Don.
Matt likes to do this trick to me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What do you got for us today?
Okay.
You wanted to talk about intelligent design, right?
Right. I just wanted to talk about what I believe and why.
Okay, great.
I believe in a creator God because of all the evidence that was left behind, like the moon and the and DNA and the tilt of the Earth. And
Adrian, didn't you literally call and have the same conversation with me a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, but
I just wanted to check. I'm going to shut up now.
We could give you the same answer if we invoke Matt here.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to both of you. I just wanted to talk to.
So I don't believe that there's a creator. I haven't seen any solid evidence of a creator. There are things that might appear designed, but there are processes that do these sorts of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Don. What you just said there appears to be designed. That's what the experts are also saying, like Richard Dawkins about DNA and about the moon and Jupiter, the position of Jupiter. They say protects us from asteroid strikes and plate tectonics and magnetic.
You're boy. Why don't we pick one?
I believe I said that last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
Why don't you pick one, and we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll move on to another caller.
Right. I know there's a lot of them, so yes.
Give me your best one. How about that?
Right. The best. I mean, I guess we'll just start with DNA. DNA.
Okay. So DNA is a complex chemical, right? That has the ability to make copies of itself, right?
Right.
Okay. And sometimes there are mistakes or things that can go on with that copying process to create different versions, and then there's this recombination, this double helix thing that can be, you get part from your father, part from your mother, right? And so the genes that are expressed in you are a combination of your parents.
Very good. Yes.
Okay.
That's true.
So where is God in all that?
Just like what you said earlier, how looks to be designed. That's also what experts like Richard Dawkins are also saying.
Now, I'm pretty sure you're quote mining him and getting the wrong answer there. He
did go on to say that he doesn't know, and I'll go on.
Well, the time to believe something is when you have positive evidence for it, right? Not because something appears the way that you kind of like the answer. So do we have any evidence of God coming in and tinkering with DNA or having created it in the first place or something like that?
Yes, we do.
We do. Awesome. So can you expand on that?
Yes, that's it. Just looked that way. It appears that way, and there's a lot of other things also that just have that
we're sticking with DNA though, right?
Right, for now.
So you have some evidence that God did what with DNA?
Well, it appears to be designed, and I guess a designer would be like a godlike, something godlike, right, or something that we would consider godlike.
So it might appear that way, but is it really that way? Do you have evidence that it is that way?
Right. That's also like how people can go to jail and they get out later whenever they find evidence later that proves them innocent. We can always let them out of jail later. And I have no problem with letting God out of jail. It's just right now that
you just want to believe without really strong evidence because of
right now the evidence. That's what the evidence shows, and that's why people go to jail that are innocent. But there's a lot of people that do go to jail that are guilty.
Matt's
and it's
squirming
because
over
they
here.
look guilty.
So are you suggesting that because that it's okay to lock up innocent people based on evidence that's clearly flawed because later we found out they were not guilty?
No, if you're being honest, you'll let them out of jail once you find that they're innocent.
Holy
But
shit.
if it looks like
you shouldn't put them into jail in the first time. What that means, anytime you find out later that somebody was clearly innocent, we need to let them out of jail, that means you fucked up in the initial decision.
So let's avoid that.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
lots of things can give the appearance of design because that's what we're tuned to project. And your reasoning is such that if it appears designed, I'm going to believe it's designed until it's not. But if you apply that reasoning universally, you will be convinced that I have magic powers because I am an expert at giving the appearance of having magic powers. And if you can't explain how I do a trick, you, in order to be consistent, would have to conclude that Matt has magical powers. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, we would have a lot.
Are you willing to do that?
If we went by the logic that you're using, we would have a lot of guilty guys.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would. But we wouldn't have innocent people dying and being locked up and giving up their life. Better that 100 guilty men go free than one innocent man goes to prison. But that's not the question I asked.
I agree.
It's not the question.
Yeah,
you don't agree. You don't agree. You don't agree. And that's not the question. Stop.
I'm not.
Stop. That's not the question I asked. If I do a magic trick that you can't explain, are you going to be convinced that I have magical powers?
No, not if it's a trick.
No, and you even laughed at it, which exposes how ridiculously you are engaged in a set of special pleading. When it comes to God, which you want to believe in, you will take the appearance of a God as evidence for a God. But you don't want to believe that Matt's got magical powers, so the appearance of Matt having magical powers, you will laugh and mock and toss aside.
No, I'm saying we have to have evidence to prove that you don't have magical powers, and otherwise you have to prove that.
No. You just said you would not believe that I had magical powers, and now you're suggesting that we need to have evidence that I don't.
Yeah, of course. You do need evidence for everything. You know that, Matt. I learned that from you.
And, but the appearance of design is not evidence of design.
It is.
No, it's not. By definition, the word appearance makes it distinct from actual. If I say I can give the appearance of magic, that's different from me saying I can do magic. So the reason we put the word
evidence.
The reason we put the word appearance on there is a recognition that at first blush, you could look at this and go, wow, that kind of looks designed, but you know that you should not reach that conclusion. Otherwise, you would not include the word appearance. You'd just say design, because you'd actually have evidence for design. But you don't have that, and you can't get it. And that's why you are selectively agreeing that appearance of design is enough to convince you that a God exists until somebody proves you wrong, which is a shifting of the burden of proof, which we told you 2 weeks ago, so we're moving on to somebody else. Anybody who thought I was actually going to stay.
So Matt wants to rush this along. So good for you.
Also, there's pizza coming. And I've had like one donut.